A satisfactory performance. That's how political scientist Ancel St. Hillaire described the government's performance over the last 12 months. Tomorrow will mark the one-year anniversary since the People's National Movement government took office, and there continues to be a mixed set of reviews across the board on just how much they've done over the past 12 months. Mahalia Joseph has more.
Given his background as a lecturer at the University of the Southern Caribbean, Dr. Alvin St. Hillaire has written up his report card for the government's performance since their inception. Their result, satisfactory.
If an A minus is 8, I'll have to drop them down to 5.5 to 6. 6, probably edging towards 7.
He admits they entered office at a time when, to no fault of theirs, the economy was rapidly declining. But he adds it was their responsibility to add an element of calm, which he isn't too pleased with what they've done.
One failure that I would attribute to the government is a failure to communicate an adjustment mode, to communicate a kind of passion for understanding the scenario that is now at play, and to encourage a kind of entrepreneurial creativity to exist in an adjustment period.
Another important element, he says, must be addressed is the lingering concern, crime, particularly gun and gang violence.
The fact that most of the murders are gun-related, the idea of the influx of guns and so on into this country is a factor that really needs to be addressed. We really need to be told that we have now a system in place that is checking those inflows. And even if it is happening, we are not hearing that.
And former Minister of Energy Conrad Enel says government could share a little bit more with the public as it relates to the challenges they faced during their first year in office.
My own view is that the government could have done more in communicating to the population the challenges that it faced. 2016, as I have said before, was a very difficult year. It was a strange year because it was the very first year that the energy companies were in fact not contributing at all to the revenue stream of Trinidad and Tobago as a result of concessions given to them, rightfully so, by the last administration.
He notes some contractual agreements did tie government's hands, but they did manage within the constraints.
In a real sense, therefore, that is not something that the current government would have been able to deal with, because you have sanctity of contract, sanctity of fiscal incentives, but it did have an impact on the ability of the government to do more. And I think within the context of what was available, the government sort of stabilized, in some instances, the expenditure side of the government's operations. The challenge going forward is going to be the revenue side.